Welcome to the Local Musicians Recovery Support Group. My name's Josh.
And my name is Mike.
I'm a recovering local musician.
And I am a recovering music fan.
This is the only podcast where you can safely admit that you played Wagon Wheel 3 times in your gig last night.
Right, which comes up a lot. You know, I asked a guy to play Islands in the Stream once, and he refused.
He refused. Did you leave him a tip?
I was actually paying him for the gig.
Yeah. I think I might know who that was.
You do.
Oh, man, come on. Wow. It can be tough out there. Podcast.
All right, so what we're doing here is we're calling this podcast the Local Musicians Recovery Support Group, or the LMSRG for short. And we originally wanted to call it the Tip Jar.
Yeah.
But it was taken. And the Tip Jar is how most people support local musicians. You see somebody playing, singing, doing whatever you do, and you drop $20 in their guitar case or their tip jar.
Yeah, just for people. If you're watching this and you've never left a tip, that's exactly what that jar is for. You know, I mean, or if somebody has their guitar case open, that means drop some money in there.
Yeah,
just
right.
I mean, just to clarify.
These people have children.
That's right.
They have bills.
We're providing a service.
Yeah. The open guitar case isn't I forgot to shut the guitar case before my gig started. It's please drop money in here because this is how I make a living.
That's how I make a living. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just clarify that because I think some people might not know, but now you know, and now you're accountable for that information.
Yes. So I feel like this is our DTP, the Define This
Define
Podcast.
the podcast. That's what we're here for.
So you're a musician. You play out a lot. I'm a music fan. I like to go and watch people play.
Well, don't sell yourself short. You play music some.
I am a mediocre drummer at best, and I love it. I love to play the drums. I'm a hack. It's fun. I have a good time, but I'm definitely a hack.
Well, nevertheless, you are a local musician.
I love music. I've loved music for a long time. I used to do a radio show for, I don't know, the better part of a decade in Breckenridge, Colorado. I have had a love affair with all kinds of music for very, very many years.
Mm.
And I love the music. Barry White, yeah.
Yes, love affair.
Barry. But the thing is that Josh and I had a conversation. We were like, let's do a podcast and let's talk about local musicians. Let's find a way that we can support local musicians. We can't go to all the shows. Not everyone can go to all the shows. Not everyone can go to every single live experience that happens where we live because we live on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
From Orange Beach all the way to the end of Fort Morgan. Any given night, there's people playing in different places.
All over the place.
Hundreds of musicians, amazing, incredible, heartfelt people writing songs, doing covers, doing whatever they're doing. And so this is a way for us to sort of figure out how do we support that scene? How do we develop that scene? How do we help develop that scene?
Yeah.
And then how do we sort of give back? And so your vision for this is getting actual musicians. Let's talk to them. Let's figure out, let's see who they are. Because you know a lot more people than I do.
Yeah, I mean, we want to shine a light on all the great musicians that perform here on the Gulf Coast. And that make visiting the Gulf Coast really special. So I think one of the things that people don't think about is how music plays into the enjoyability factor of their vacation.
Sure.
I mean, think about you're going on vacation somewhere, you're at a restaurant, somebody's playing a song that you know, they're putting their twist on it, or they're playing something that feels vibey and islandy or beachy or country, whatever it is your vibe is, that music helps make that memory memorable. Right. It sticks in there. But who are the faces and the musicians behind this music?
Right.
That's what we want to get to. We want to get to the people that are behind providing the soundtrack for your life, literally. The people that are playing in the shadows or in the corner, that are working their fingers to the bone, playing hours and hours in the hot sun, the humidity, just so you can have a good time with your family and make that moment a good memory. And so we're going to have local musicians on. We're going to hear their stories. We're going to interview them. We're going to talk about what they're doing. We're going to have some live performances from these guys, all in an attempt to promote and build and establish and strengthen the community of artists here on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah. So this is the ground floor. Everything is flexible. It's all fluid. It's all sort of evolving as we figure it out. But that's the heart of this. That's the goal of this. Is we like music. We want to talk about music, but we also want to find a way to help support local musicians, bring them on, give them a space to talk about funny, stupid things that have happened to them on shows, and literally getting bread in their guitar cases as tips. Now, if you don't understand, that's a reference to a Billy Joel song from the 80s where he says the guy is putting bread in his jar. Josh and I have joked about calling the podcast Bread in My Jar. I thought it might be much a stretch, but I literally 2 days ago got a text message from him, and there was a picture of a loaf of bread.
Yeah, we can put that picture up so people can see it.
Totally
Show
Yeah.
little bread. And you know what's funny is I actually know the lady who gave me that bread. And I'm not going to lie, bro. That's some good bread. And I would rather her drop the bread in my guitar case than actually, I think, leave a cash tip. Well, depending on the week.
Sure. Depending on.
But this week, yeah, that bread was good. And you know, I think we were going to go with a tip jar, but I feel like we've stumbled on something even better because, man, every musician is a recovering musician, right?
Sure.
I mean, we all need support. Every local musician needs that extra support because we're all out there, man. We're doing stuff, and you know what? You musicians are notorious for like buying stuff they don't need. You know what I'm saying? Or just like having to play songs they don't like. I don't know, maybe playing for shrimp tacos or something. No, playing a gig that you're like, okay, well, I just want to get my name out there, so I'll play for whatever.
Right.
And man, they're working hard out there, and we need a local musicians recovery support group now.
Yeah.
More than ever.
So why don't we? And this is 100% off the cuff. I just want to point this out. This is not scripted, and I know you're going to go, well, now that you said it's scripted, I'm going to think it's scripted. It's not scripted. Why don't we off the cuff do a little role playing? Like I'm going to interview you because you play out all the time.
I do. About
some dumb things that have happened to you.
All right, boom. Role play.
Let's go. Let me think. What is the quickest you have learned a song to play it for people in a public space that you've never heard before?
Oh, that's a good one. And you know what? I'm gonna tie this back to your previous comment about putting bread in the jar.
Okay.
This is so funny because all this happened like within days of each other.
Okay.
We were talking about this podcast.
Right.
We were talking about the tip jar, the bread in the jar, the Piano Man reference. We even sent a few like Chat GPT generated images of like Piano Man.
That is true.
And I promise you, I think it was that night I go to play a gig and a lady says, "Hey, can you play Piano Man?"
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I have never played Piano Man.
What?
I know the song.
Okay.
It's one of those songs that you hear just rolling in the back of your mind. You hear it on the radio. You hear it growing. I grew up all the time growing up. So I was familiar with how the song goes. But I have never in my life sat down and tried to play Piano Man. I know it's crazy because my primary instrument is piano.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. So I pulled it up on Ultimate Guitar, and grabbed the chart. And it just like started flowing out of me like little 10-year-old Josh hearing the song on the radio in the car with my dad, you know, just like you're playing a song, can you play me a memory? And I was like, oh, wow, there it goes. I'd never played that song, and I didn't play it perfect. And I probably did not do Billy Joel's justice to the tune. But they loved it, you know, and they loved it. It made their night, and they were so pumped. And I was like, and at the end, I was like, well, not too bad.
Add that to the roster?
Yeah, except for one thing. That song is so freaking long.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's like there's like 6 or 7 verses. I mean, if you don't have a harmonica, I didn't have a harmonica with me.
Yeah.
It just goes on and on. There's nothing to break up the thing. So somebody asked me to play Marty Robbins. Do you know who Marty Robbins is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the country western gunfighter ballads.
Yeah. Was it the down in El Paso?
Yeah, El Paso.
Song? Yeah.
I played El Paso. Now that one I have attempted to play before, but I've never played at a gig. I'm just goofing around with the fam. Yeah. Out in the West Texas town. Yeah. So I pulled that one out of the quiver and played that one again. But again, much like Piano Man.
You'd never played it before?
I played it before, but it's also, there's like 7 verses.
Oh, sure.
And it just goes on and on. And I was like, is this song ever going to end?
Yeah. So unrelated, but related. I was in Texas with my in-laws, and we passed a restaurant. It was like Rose's Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a line in the song is about Rose's Cantina.
Yeah.
And my father-in-law, who is 78 years old, starts singing the old like the Marty Robbins. He was like, "There's a song about Rose's Cantina," and I was like, "I think I know what you're talking about." And of course, everyone else in the car was like, "No, you're making this up." And he was like, "I swear, there's a song about Rose's Cantina." And sure enough, I'm like Googling it while driving, and there it is, Marty Robbins.
Boom, Marty Robbins.
Marty Robbins.
Yeah. My dad loved that album. Marty Robbins had a great career and a lot of releases. But this one, Gunfighter Ballads, was like the favorite. And they're all songs like that, like Old West stuff. There's one called Big Iron.
Oh, yeah.
And
Johnny Cash did that.
Yeah, that's probably been recorded by a few people. And somebody, again, requested me to do that. And I was like, because I had heard it so much when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, I think I can pull that off.
Which you can. I've seen him do it. This is the thing. Every Thursday night, he plays at a local coffee house called the Happy Pappies. And people are like, "Can you play Lady Gaga?" And he goes, "I think so." And he'll do it.
Not good, but I'll do it. I'll try.
Next question. What's the worst form of payment? So like you went to a gig, no one really communicated what the payment was. It wasn't, "Hey, can you come do this as a favor?" Someone was like, "I'll pay you whatever, blah, blah, blah." But the disappointment factor was like, "Are you serious? Like, what? Pull one out. Go."
Ooh, that's a good one. I think that whenever you don't get some clarity about, what you're going to get paid up front, and I've made that mistake many times. But like if you show up to a restaurant or something and you don't get clarity on what you're playing for or how long you're playing, and like they give you a gift card, or like they're like, "Oh yeah, you get a meal and a drink and tips or whatever." Those are the worst but if most places are pretty good about it. Like if you're up front around here, there's an idea. I'm trying to think to back when before I was like really into the gig scene, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I just wanted to play,
sure,
and so I think I probably actually, paid people to play places before. Is like, I'll kind of rent the venue out or whatever, when really they should have been paying me to play. But I think exchanging food for music is a pretty low rung for me. I've done that before where it's like, "Oh crap, I didn't clarify."
That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I used to play drums. So I moved here from Colorado a few years ago. And there was a guy who played every Thursday night at a brewery. And he had a band, and then he didn't have a band, and then he had a band, and then he didn't have a band. And I was like, "Hey, dude, I'm a very mediocre drummer. Can I bring a kick drum, a snare, and a hi-hat and just play with you?" And he was like, "Okay." And so for a summer, every Thursday night I played drums, and he kept trying to give me money. But I was like, "You have 4 kids." I'm like, "I have a full-time job. Like, this is what you do for a living." I'm like, "Don't give me your tips." I'm like, "These are your tips. Don't give me your money." I'm like, "I get free beer and I get to play the drums on Thursday nights." It was a great time.
You're just living the dream.
I was loving it.
See, that's like the purest attitude right there.
I was like 45 years old.
You're just like that. I'm living my rock and roll dreams.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Don't do this for the money.
Yeah. Free beer, free food. It was great.
That's true. That's the ideal attitude. That's the one you're living the dream. Yeah, I think as a recovering local musician, I have made the mistake many times of being too shy or too insecure to really ask people for what I felt like I was worth.
Sure.
Or I let other people define what I was going to be worth.
Right.
And I feel like as a musician, it's kind of a weird thing, but people will only value you as much as you value you.
Sure.
And that's like local recovering musician 101. It's like, man, hey, don't be afraid to be like, "Hey, I need to get this much for this gig," because there's not just the hours that I'm playing, but the hours and hours and hours of expertise that I'm bringing. No, if you suck. There's also here local musician recovery tip number 2, self-awareness. Now, if you only know 3 songs, I think 100.
Wagon Wheel is one of them.
Yeah, Wagon Wheel.
Wagon Wheel, and I would walk 500 miles.
Yeah, 500 miles. That's a good one. I played that one.
What's the most requested song you get? Most requested song you get?
The most requested song is. I actually get artists more than songs. Like people come up and be like, "Do you know any such and such?" for a long time, it was like Morgan Wallen country. I mean,
did you throw chairs?
Yeah, where we live is like country music territory. So we're in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and so a lot of times kids will come up and they'll be like, you know, any Morgan Wallen? And I do have a Morgan Wallen song in my repertoire, but it's actually not a Morgan Wallen song. It's a Jason Isbell song
That he covered.
So it's "Cover Me Up."
Okay.
Jason Isbell wrote that song first.
Jason Isbell was in Drive By Truckers.
Yep, he was in Drive By Truckers.
Okay.
Yep. But now he's a solo artist. He's actually an Alabama guy. He's from Alabama.
Right.
Yeah. But,
I've heard him interviewed a bunch of times. I know his music, but I like the foundation of him. Like there's a woman who does a podcast. Her name is like Yasi Salik or something like that. She's out in California. Gosh, I can't remember the name of the podcast. Really, really interesting conversations. She interviewed him. I'd heard of Jason Isbell a million times and the 400 unit.
Yeah.
But then they did the line back to the Drive By Truckers, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
He's a great songwriter.
Yeah.
He's the real deal. You know what I mean? Like those musicians that are, you know, they've had some hits, but they've stayed really true to their authentic songwriting roots. So I can do that song and feel good about it. but everybody, and don't get me wrong, I think Morgan Wallen, you know, he does his thing and people like it, and that's good. Sure. Especially people around here. Right. But I get Morgan Wallen a lot. Believe it or not, as a joke, I don't know if it's a joke or for real, but people do request like Freebird.
I was gonna say Freebird.
Yeah, they do request Freebird a lot, but
that's a 7-minute song.
Yeah, that's a long one. What I'll do with that one is like to make it a little bit more palatable. I'll do my own version. Like I get my keyboard out and I put like a really Silky Road sound on it, and I just play it really slow and vibey. You know, it's actually when you play it that way, I'm like, oh, there was a reason the song was popular when it came out.
Do you do A Simple Kind of Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody requested that. As a matter of fact, man, heartwarming story. Do you remember we had played with a guy named Destin? Remember Destin? He was also one of our sound techs, and Destin passed away recently.
Right.
Heartbreaking story. Young guy. I mean, just a local musician and local sound engineer for a production company. Just an awesome human being.
Yeah.
He passed away, and it was his mom or his oldest sister asked if I would play Simple Man at his memorial service for his mom. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was a highlight moment for me. So I played Simple Man, and his mom was there, and it was really special.
I have one more question. It's rattling around. You know when the lottery balls go? That's my brain.
It's my lottery ball impression.
Okay. Inappropriate audience member.
Oh wow, inappropriate audience member. This is not terribly inappropriate, but it's probably one of the funniest moments that I had, and it was slightly inappropriate because it was a guy that was just way too drunk. Uh-huh. You know, he should have been cut off. Sure. But it was one of the first gigs I ever had as like a gigging musician. Because I think one of the things that people should know is that I grew up playing in church, right? I'm a musician that played in church, and like many musicians get their start there, and it's a fantastic, training ground. But I was kind of taking a foray into playing in some other environments, and so I got invited to play at this. Actually, it's here in Gulf Shores. It was years and years ago. I played at this cigar bar called Cohiba Dunes.
Okay,
it's over
at Kiva Dunes.
No, but it's definitely a play on that. It's over by Pelican Place by the Japanese restaurant,
which is surprisingly good for the record.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times. It's good. But anyway, so I'm playing in there, and it was like a weeknight, so there wasn't that many people in there. This was at the time where I probably should have been like getting paid $100. My set list was not extensive, and my skills were not honed in for that environment. But it was fine because there weren't that many people there. Well, this guy and this girl were, drinking. They're there drinking, smoking cigars all night long, and just having a good time. And he's obviously at this point gone.
A little,
tipsy. He's ready. So, but he stumbles over to the keyboard, and he's like, "Hey, can you play Purple Rain?" I was like, "Oh." Again, it's one of those situations where I'm like, "Yeah, I think I can." That's what. One of my toxic traits. I think I always want to try to, if somebody requests, I will do my best. Yeah. And I've gotten in trouble doing that.
You would have played Islands in the Stream.
I would have played Islands in the Stream. I would have done that for you. But I was like, I think I can I think I can play Purple Rain, but to be honest with you, only thing I could recall of Purple Rain at the time was the chorus.
Yeah.
And he does that weird talky thing in the verses. It's not exactly like
Sure.
a very coverable
it's
song.
not a normal song.
No, it's
Right,
not. So anyway, I start playing the music. I look it up and I start playing it. And man, I'm not kidding you. This guy had no clue that I didn't like that. I
could have been terrible.
I did. I was terrible. I sang the chorus of Purple Rain. 10 minutes.
There you go.
I would do it, and he was just like flailing around and dancing and like groping up, filling up his girl, and I was just like purple rain, and I just play it, and then I get to the end. I only wanna see you standing in that purple rain, and I just did that over and over.
And he loved it.
He loved it. No,
There you go. And he dropped $20 in your
yeah, I don't remember how much he tipped me, but it was he did live a tip, but it was he was inappropriately drunk for public, and but it was a fun night.
I do remember you played one night at Cosmos.
Yeah.
And there was a little kid, and
oh man, that's my favorite.
Somebody kept giving the little kid a dollar, and the kid was like 5, and he just kept running up and dropping. And it was a hysterical thing because the parent realized I can keep this child entertained by giving him dollars, and he'll keep running up.
Oh, that's the best.
And it was just this constant like, here's another dollar, and the little kid ran up and dropped a dollar thing. So if you are out somewhere and you see someone playing and there's a little kid, I actually think I gave that little kid money too.
Yeah, I think I saw you give him
right, because it was funny to watch,
dude. That's the best.
Give little kids money and let them drop it in the bucket. If you're like, I feel weird, because I think sometimes people feel weird, like I don't want to get up and do the thing, and a lot of artists have the Venmo now.
Yeah,
you can like, I can do it secretly. I don't have to be like the guy dropping my change.
That's true. There is that weird barrier. I feel it too, because I mean, I'm a musician, and I know what it feels like to be out there working hard and hoping people drop tips. But even sometimes I'm out at a restaurant playing, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to walk up there. And you're like, but yeah, like if there's a kid in the audience, the kids love dropping money in the.
My wife will say to me, "Hey, do you want to tip this person?" And I'll go, "No, I don't." I'm like, "Do you?" And she's like, "Well, they're really fun and they're good. I like what they're doing." I'm like, "Okay, go put money." And she's like, "I'm not getting up."
I'm not doing that.
And so I'm like, fine, I'll go do it. So I get that weird anxiety thing. Maybe that's just because we're weird, anxiety ridden human beings. But there is that thing of do I go put money in it? I don't know. Do I drop it in the thing as it goes by? Is it between songs? Do I go up in the middle? Like you're doing Friends in Low Places.
Yeah. Well, that's one requested song. A lot of people request that.
Big Finish. Do I go up in the Big Finish and be like, here's $5, buddy?
Yeah, here you go. You could dance up to that. Do I dance up to the tip jar? Hey.
Well, that's kind of fun, actually. All right. So this is kind of a sample of the kind of things that I think we're going to talk to other people about, too. We have an investment in music because we both love music. He is a musician to his core. I just love music a lot. And I think it's something that we're going to evolve. Ooh. That little sound means my wife is home.
Hurry up, quick. Stop the podcast.
Hey, guys, this was great. We got to go. Crap. Lights. All right. Jeez. Anyways, but seriously, this is the inaugural deal. We're trying to figure this out. It's going to be a fluid little piece. But this came from Josh's vision of trying to figure out, how do we look at musicians? How do we do a thing where we talk about what's going on in the scene and then try to help sort of elevate that scene.
Yeah.
And not that anyone's doing anything that's not worthy or whatever, but to is there a platform that we can use to say, hey, who's doing something out there? Let's talk about it. Because there's venues all over the place. There's cool stuff going on. There's people writing music from Pensacola all the way over to Mobile. There are people doing all kinds of things. And you have the Undertow, and you have the Frog Pond thing going on. And then all the stuff that happens in Mobile and all the singers and songwriters and all that stuff. So just trying to figure out, how do we tap into that? How do we figure out how to talk to these people? How do we support them? And then build something up that just sort of builds a little culture of musicians doing musician things.
Yeah. I grew up on the Gulf Coast, and I feel like growing up on the Gulf Coast, I was exposed to a lot of great music, though I didn't realize the rich heritage of music we have here. I think because it's not a major cultural center, that often gets overlooked. I mean, recently think about Red Clay Strays.
Right.
Red Clay Strays come out of Mobile, Alabama. I played at a Songwriters Festival with those guys over in Panama City. I mean, just the year that they went big,
Right.
we were just a few months before that, we were all sitting in a house together, like sharing songs, swapping songs around. And so there's wonderful music coming out of this area. It's a really cool cultural and musical blend.
Sure.
And so I think finding a way to shine the light on that and support local musicians and maybe even find a diamond in the rough and because
Wouldn't that be fun?
I think we got people right here that are like right there on the brink, you know, that could just a little bit of exposure could really do something great.
And there are little nuggets of musical history all around, like Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, there he is. Right. That's another great
He's
example.
from around here. His sister has a restaurant that's 5 minutes from where we're sitting. They're building a Margaritaville, whole resort retirement community. So like the whole Jimmy Buffett vibe, coastal, beachy. Nashville is only 6 hours away.
Yeah.
So I've run into people who have done Nashville, who have had music careers, and they're down here and they're living. They're retired.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I did that. I wrote songs. I did things.
Yeah,
Underculture.
Dude, to speak of, you know, I play at the coffee shop every Thursday night, Happy Pappy's. When I first started playing there, this older gentleman kept coming up to me. I didn't know who he was, and he was obviously retired, very nice, but offering me feedback. You know, he's really gracious with his feedback, but he gave a lot of it, and he spoke to me like, I was like, this guy sounds like he's a musician, but he could also be
just weird,
like just sort of a senile old guy, you know. And so he's either like really, really a musician or he's crazy. And so I played there a few more times, and somebody came to me and they're like, hey, do you know who that is? I was like, no, I don't know who that is. That's Joe Thrasher. I was like, Joe Thrasher? Okay. He's like, man, he's won like 3 Grammy Awards. And come to find out, yeah, he was one of those Nashville guys. Oh. He's from Alabama, born and raised, but he ended up being in a gospel band with his brothers called the Thrasher Brothers. And then they shifted from Southern gospel to country music. And when they went to country music, they just blew up. They were one of the first people to record the song by Chris Christopherson called "One Day at a Time, Sweet Jesus."
Okay.
They won a Grammy for that.
Okay.
And then from there, they opened up for Elvis Presley. They opened up for Alabama. All the people. They toured all over the world.
Wow.
And this guy would come every Thursday night to hear me play at Happy Pappy's. And when I saw him coming in the crowd, I was like, oh, man, Joe's here. And it was such a cool connect. But, you know, you would never know that. He's just living quietly down here. You never know that this is a dude who had a whole big music career in Nashville. And now his son is a big-time songwriter in Nashville.
Okay.
And so just to Mike's point, there's people living and performing in this area that, man, you wouldn't even know it. And I think it's just because it's sort of a small little enclave, but we're going to crack that open, man, and expose that like an oyster, you know, like one of those nice Gulf Coast oysters. Just open it up and see what's in there.
I just recently had my first oyster.
Recently?
I'm 52 years old.
Yeah, 52 and you're you know.
I just had my first oyster.
Wow.
How did
that go? They say it's an aphrodisiac. I mean, did you feel anything?
I didn't do that. It was delicious, but I was scared.
Scared?
I was scared.
Was it a raw oyster?
It was not raw.
Okay, I wouldn't start with raw if you've never.
Not do.
It was like a
raw oyster.
Flame grilled.
It was baked.
Baked are
roasted,
good. Roasted. Did it have like the Parmesan and hot sauce?
Oh my gosh. It had something. It was at a restaurant up in Fairhope.
Oh, was it the
Little Bird?
Little Bird place?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
like, it was
Little Bird. We were looking for sponsors.
It was ridiculous. It was so good. Anyways, okay, so that's the thing. Podcast, local musicians recovery support group, local musicians recovery support group, the LMSRG.
LMSRG.
Dude, it just rolls
right off the tongue.
The LMSRG.
LMSRG.
We're gonna try and find people to talk to. You have someone lined up, yes?
Yes, I do have someone lined up.
And do we want to say who that is?
His name is Philip Baggins. Philip
Okay.
Baggins. Philip is a local artist. He's one of those kind of musicians that I feel like make the local scene great. Philip is a very versatile musician. I met him playing drums with him.
Okay.
Actually at a church.
He played drums or you played
He played drums.
Okay.
And he was, I mean, yeah, bro, one of the best drummers I've ever heard. But then I heard he's also he's got a couple things going. My fault. I mean, like, present company excluded,
Whatever.
of course. So he's got a hip hop thing where he makes hip hop music too,
Okay.
and he's really good at that.
Okay.
But he's also in like a funk band as well called Avenue,
Mhm.
and so they're playing at the Hangout coming up soon.
Okay.
But yeah, I've talked to Phil. He's going to come on, and he's played with the Funky Lampshades, which is another great local band. And we'll hopefully get those guys in here at some time too, some point as well. But yeah, Phil's said he's going to come in here and do an interview, so we're going to talk to him and kind of get his experience. And he's not only that, but he's just a great person. Like he's always laughing, always smiling.
Perfect.
He's fun to talk to. So we'll get Phil in here in the next round.
Okay. What else do you want to throw in here?
I think the only thing I'd want to say beyond this is like, hey, if you're a local musician and you'd love to be a part of this, let us know. Yeah. We'd love to have you on the show. Talk about what you're doing. Talk about where people can find you. I think it would be cool to say, where do we need to go? Like, well, let's highlight some things going on in the next few weeks. I'll be playing with a band called the Pineapple Express.
Okay.
So a show to look out for, Pineapple Express. Yeah, it's a reggae rock band.
Okay.
It highlights a steel drum.
Okay.
Got a good friend of mine named John Jacobs playing the steel drums.
Okay.
So maybe we can have those guys in here too. That'd be a fun interview. I've known them for a while. Will Stevens, who I play drums with as well.
He's great.
Fantastic drummer. Chase Brown. Those guys make up the core of the band.
And where's that
we're playing at the Hangout.
Okay.
The penultimate venue of Gulf Shores.
There's a real stage.
There is a real stage, and it's they have a great system. And you can actually come to the Hangout. You don't have to eat. Like you can just come into the courtyard. They got a really nice big stage. Yeah. They got like an ice cream place. They got a bar. You could get a drink. So you could come, and even if you don't want to eat, you could still come and enjoy the music and hang out at the public beach there in Gulf Shores. The Hangout. I'll be playing with Pineapple Express.
There you go.
Coming up soon.
Where is your favorite place to play?
Oh, my favorite. Well, man.
Other than Happy Pappy.
Other than Happy Pappy's, because that is my favorite spot. That's my local spot.
Like
your
home slipper.
Yeah. It's like Cheers.
Right.
You just want to go where somebody knows your name. Like every time, it's so great. Other than that, my favorite place to play would probably be. I like playing over for a similar reason. I like playing over at the Carib. Cobalt Restaurant at the Carib.
Okay.
The reason I love playing there is I bring my own sound system. So for gear and tech, that's not like the place I love to play. Sure. Like the Hangout is really great to play there because they do have a fantastic sound system and they give you a sound guy. A lot of these places around here, you bring your own stuff.
Gotcha.
But the reason I love Cobalt is because you set up on the patio, and as you're playing, you watch the sunset down over Perdido.
Nice.
The bridge at Perdido.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
Okay.
So I love playing there. It's one of my favorite spots when I get a chance to go play over there.
Cool. All right. Any last thoughts? All right. So you said tell us where you're playing or who to go see, right? Yep. Yeah. So
come see me.
Go see Josh. But to reiterate, if there are people out there that you're like, this is my guy. Like there are names that float around, like at the Floribama, at the Frog Pond, at the Undertow, at the Keg, like wherever people are playing. Like send us, who do you like? Who do you like to go see? Let's figure out who those people are. Let's go see them. What we're going to do is we're going to go to nights at different places. We're going to check them out. We're going to talk to people, and we're just going to try, again, elevate the scene, bring some culture, bring some visibility to the culture that's already here. Yeah. We're not creating anything. Nah. We're observing what is here, and we're going to say, hey, we're going to shine a light on it. That's what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, the uniqueness and specialness of the music community is already here. We're just going to be like, boom, shine a light on it and promote other people and work together.
I think that's it. Does that work for you?
Yeah,
I think it works for me. All right. So this is episode 1. This is our episode, Define this podcast. Define this podcast. The Local Musicians Recovery Support Group, or the LMSRG.
That's right.
Please tell your friends. We're going to go do things. Hit us up.
Let us know where to go.
Yeah. Tell us where to go. And thanks.
My name is Josh. And I'm a local recovering musician.
My name is Mike, and I am a recovering local musician fan.
I was worried you were going to say lover.
I should have said that. That would have been so much fun.
Podcast.